morning, and thank you very much for joining me here. And as I already said, it's a new program. I'm doing it from a hotel in Hamburg, so I mean, what cannot go wrong, right, Ulrich?
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. So, Ulrich, before we talk a little bit about scalability, which was one of the topics I would like to talk to you about, maybe you give an introduction to yourself, please.
Yes, I'm Ulrich Stetter, living and working in Markteidenfeld. That's southern Germany, about 80 kilometers east of Frankfurt Airport. Now, more than 30 years in the printing industry. Have studied in Stuttgart on the University of Printing. And now, since about 14 years at the Druckhaus Main-Franken Group, building up the business for a long time in this very special part of our printing business. One part is online printing, so we are one of the biggest producers for online printing businesses in Europe. On the other side, we have 4 companies in the group doing commercial printing, industrial production, very specialized products. So I think I can cover some questions about a lot of different parts of the industry.
I am pretty sure that you can do that. As I said in the introduction, you and I, we met each other when you were giving a presentation of the Steinmann DPE and the technology that you're using for that digital enhancement. And that seems like ages ago. It is 2 years ago in Denmark, I think. A lot of things has happened since then. When you look before, I mean, I think it's great that you have this a lot of experience, so you can answer a lot of different things, of course. But if you look at the pandemic, what is the market situation post-pandemic, in your opinion? I mean, will that have something that influences negatively on the demand for offset print, for example?
Yeah, first, hopefully we can say in the next days and months and weeks. That is post-pandemic. So from my point of view, we are still just in between this situation. We have different developments. So in our part industrial printing, we have no changes in production or sometimes more production. So some of our customers are doing much more production during these times. Online printing is going fast, going down very fast. Last year, very early, very fast, and then coming up after about 2.5 weeks, just step by step, slowly, but coming back. So we have a very straight line and can calculate. So this is the other part of the business. In commercial printing, we are losing not so much, but we are still waiting that topics, our customers' products are coming back. After all, I think we will lose about 15% in the business.
Is that your expectation that when we are through this, then you expect to have a 15% lower?
15.
15,
yeah. 15% less. That these products which are not coming back. Okay. Maybe some sectors, exhibitions or traveling. Traveling is coming back now a little bit, but we think that there will be some changes as well, like business traveling. I think we will travel less in the future. We will travel, yes, but not every time. And the same is in printing industry, that we have seen over this last year that some products are very stable or asked more than before, and some products are going down, and so we will have effects after the pandemic, which will stay in our business. Yeah.
So then you have to sell more and just find customers to fill up that production gap, right?
Yes, or be more effective, or have new ideas and new products. A lot of ideas and possibilities to fill up capacity.
I think that one of the things that I have always liked when I've talked to you is that you have good ideas, and you also have good ideas on not just creating more, but also making it more profitable, right? I mean, with the digital enhancement, for example, you have really been able to grow the profit on using offset printing combination with enhancement, right?
Yes. Yes, it's always the combination. It's as you said at the beginning of talk about offset printing. We see still a lot of benefits, and it's still an ongoing development. So we have some digital presses in our production, but still invest in offset. And so what we can see now maybe with an 8 color in the middle format, you can do a make ready in about 2 minutes.
Fantastic.
And at the moment we are preparing the installation of automatic plate logistics. So plate is coming from the CTP device directly to the press, going in the press, and after the print process going out and on the stack. And so lots of ideas. So we are on the way to go up to a fully automatic press. Check the PDF and the print file and the sheet. Have, for example, 2 deliveries and do the make ready and do the waste. Put it away before you put it on the stack. A lot of small parts, puzzle parts, we have to put all together and then go to the next productivity step in offset production.
When you talk about these, for example, this, I think, are you working with Heidelberg or what?
We're working with Heidelberg and KBA as well.
Because I just remember that these plates came flying in and you dropped almost down in the printing presses when I saw that. And I was just thinking that, a lot of people have for many years been talking about lights out production. Is that something that you see coming clearer, where you don't need operators or limited number of operators?
I think we need operators still, and we will have operators in the future as well. But the work has changed. So I see for the future maybe it's more the operator like you see an operator in the Nordic countries in a paper mill. There's a huge machinery and only very, very few people which are only control the unit, which are check all the details and the quality, but not working in the press or in the paper mill.
And the reason why I asked you about scaling is because I think that I remember when I got into the industry many years ago. I remember that I was visiting a printing company in Denmark, and they had like 2 older 5-color machines, and they were thinking of replacing these machines with one 8-color machine because when you did the math, it was actually a higher capacity on it. And I think that you have been in those kind of calculations and considerations yourself. I take, but today the thing is that it's not only about speed; it's also about the flexibility. Sometimes it might be smarter to have 2 smaller machines rather than having one big machine. I mean, what kind of ways do you look into scaling your operation?
First, in talking about online printing and industrial printing for online platforms, it's first all about the sheet. We are having always a ganging sheet with a lot of jobs, up to 148 jobs on one sheet.
148?
Yes.
Wow.
And then it's all about fill up the sheet. If you not can fill up the sheet within the delivery time, you have a big problem. Mm-hmm. We had a discussion maybe 10 years or 12 years ago with a colleague, and he said you cannot print 1,000 letterheads for that price, and I said yes, you're right. We cannot print one job of 1,000 letterheads. But if we put 25 on one sheet, then it works. But if you haven't 25 for this sheet, or you have only 15 or things like that, then you have a big problem. Because on the other side, you have lead times, the delivery times. I think it's a little bit, for me, it's online ordering. What do? You click with your mouse and you're waiting that the bell is ringing at your door and somebody is here. And therefore, it's all about delivery times. And if we have some customers ordering business cards for the next day, that's what we can understand, and said, okay, I have to travel tomorrow evening to a customer or to a client, and then I need a new business card. But if people are ordering magazines, 24 pages, just for tomorrow, yes, you have to think about what is the reason for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that when you look at the gang printing, I think that like when it started, I don't know exactly when it started, but it's probably like 15, 20 years ago. It really started to take on in also with the internet and that thing. I think a lot of printing companies were a little hesitant because the order volume, and I think that the non-online printers and not commercial commodity printers, they have too many different paper types and too many different formats and too many different color settings, and all these kind of things. So it was difficult for them to imagine. So I mean, when you streamline that and into making it possible to go, let's say, the gangway, was that, like, in your opinion, is that like something that normal customers care about, or is it a specific type of customers that really demand the more one-to-one productions?
It's a development, because if you start new in a business, or if we look back maybe 14, 15 years in that business, then if you're offering 20 different papers, it could be a big problem. And so far we had a very, very strong growth about the years, starting the company in 2006 with the first employee, and now more than 1,000 employees, and therefore very, very fast growth with very interesting prices covering the European market, always new products. And that has been the most important, to grow step by step with new products, not too fast with different papers. And if you can offer a paper and said, okay, I get these sheets of this paper filled maybe 3 times a day or 4 times a day, then you can think about to offer a variation of this paper. But if you cannot fill this sheet or every day or every second day, you should not think about and said, okay, can I offer 3 different colors of this paper, 3 different whites, and cold one and the warm one? And that is not what you should offer. It's always you have to be very sure that you can fill the sheet every day, every hour, and that's the most important, to be efficient.
I agree, and there's a tendency also, because if you look at when the online printers came to market, there was, I think, some of the more conventional printing companies were a little worried about race to the bottom in price-wise. And I think it's been a natural development, because with the technology, with the gang printing, and also attracting business from customers that you didn't have before, maybe. The online printing has proved to be a successful business model. One of the things I can't help think about is that a lot of the online printing companies today also offer business relationship with existing printing companies, so they supply the commodity print for like letterheads and business cards, things like that. So if you should give an advice to let's say the mom and dad shop out of Denmark somewhere, right? should they start working closely with 1 or 2 online printers to make sure that the commodity print is printed in that efficient way, and then they focus on the specialty, or how do you think they should operate?
That's very important, because 20 or 30 years ago, it's that you have a press, maybe a Speedmaster or a KBA press, and you can print everything from 60 grams to 450 grams. And so you can print this, and you are printing this, and and that's not possible. Makes no sense in those times, because it's much more efficient the way we produce letterheads or business cards, and therefore I think that's what we do in our group as well. That we have some of our companies, they are producing very specialized catalogs or use instructions. The specialty there is not about, we are not talk about printing, it's about logistics, have the right number of right language at the right time at the customer.
Yeah.
And if this customer then is calling for business cards or for letterheads once a year, it makes absolutely sense to order this in our case internally, but in the other case to order this online or to get connected with an online printing company. It is much more efficient. The quality is very stable and very high. And as you talk at the beginning, you talk about digital varnishing, Steinemann, and former we had this Codex, things like that. These are all possibilities the average commercial printer don't have.
So for the printing companies, let's say that you have a B2 5-color machine in your printing company. That has been your bread and butter business for years.
Yeah.
And so the way that you will, if you were a printing company with that setup, would you, could it be like analyzing what jobs you have and figure out, okay, what can be more viable to outsource, for example?
Yeah.
And then look at the rest of the customers and then speculate, should I continue to have an offset machine or should I go digital?
Yeah.
Or should I outsource my entire? I mean, how would you address the challenges that let's say a company like the example I just gave? How would you do that if it was you?
We have done this 2 years ago. We had bought one smaller printing house. They are a little bit specialized on a variation of use instructions. So they had 2-3 products which they are focusing on, and they had, I think, half of the turnover is commercial printing, and that is not the best part of this company and of this turnover. And so we reduced this massively, sell one and invest everything in gluing, in converting lines and special products. And so we had now the turnover of 2 years and have changed this company from an average commercial printer with 20% specialized products. Now we are a specialized company with a combination of printing is not more the core business, but converting and the connection with the customer to get the files, to be connected, to get the codes for the converting, things like that. And so we are a very specialized company now. We can discuss, is this still a printing company? We have one press. Yes, we have still one press. And
so
now
it is a printing company.
Yes, we are a printing company. We cannot go away So we are now we do 80% now in 3 different product groups and 20% or less commercial printing. And that's how we have changed this business, because it's very difficult to be effective as a smaller printing house in doing everything, every product for commercial printing business, and that's very difficult.
Last thing I want to talk to you, because also Anthony, if you hear this, you can just join us here in a few minutes if you like. But one of the things I was thinking about, the one thing is that you have, like the example you gave from that printing company where you moved the commodity to your printing company, and then you keep it as a specialty printing company. The measures and the KPIs and how you monitor your operation, because I mean the market is changing quite rapidly these years, right? So it's also a matter of not being too slow in adapting to the market.
Yeah. No, for us it's first what I have said, fill up the sheet. So the sheet rating is very important. Then they make ready times. That's very important, and that's even a part of the scaling. And as I said, if we had, for example, enough jobs for some folded products, maybe 170 gram, 3 parallel folds or 2 parallel folds. So what we try to have 10 machines for this product, and we try not to change these machines and not to change the product and go from 3 folds to 2 folds or to go to a cross fold. No, just prepare it once And that is a possibility for us to bring down make-ready times.
Yeah.
And that offers a kind of digital production, a kind of click rate. So what is the click for the fold? What is the click for the printing and things like that? Mm-hmm. So that's important to always think about the make-ready times and and the processes. Why do I do the make-ready? Do I have to do it, or it's more effective to buy 2 folding units, one for this fold and the other one for the other paper, and not change the product on the machine.
Yeah,
this is one. So it's always a mixture to have sometimes very flexible machines, more expensive, more fully automatic, and sometimes very easy machines without any automation. Just prepare it once and then go on and on.
And the fantastic thing about what you're saying, because I mean that I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's in quotation easier if you have volume, right? If you don't have the volume, it's back to the basics. Basically saying let's sell some more print, right?
Yes, it's absolutely. It's all about volume because we have some special products in the post press. We have a make-ready time of 3.5 hours. And that means we have expanded very early, very fast, and we do now millions of these products. I think I can say maybe we are globally market leaders for this. Small quantities, but high volume. And then you can go up, buy more machines, and this offers you the possibility not to do a make-ready or to do a make-ready 2 times a week. If necessary, and that is a big benefit. And you cannot, if you are following this business and you have maybe half of this quantity, you cannot go into this and do the same because you don't have the quantity.
Fantastic, Ulrich Stetter. It was really great that you took your time to join us here live on INKISH. Also want to congratulate you on your new presidency of Intergraf. So now you have you cannot work in your printing company anymore because you have to visit 112,000 members, right? So yes. See you in 10 years' time or something like that, right?
Yes, I'm still planning how I can visit all the printing companies, and it's always amazing to see how they go and how they have their special processes and ideas, and that's the very interesting part of our industry. And that we have. Always it's not only the machineries, it's the ideas and the processes.
You will get the same pleasure that I have, because yesterday I was visiting a Schwabenprint in just outside Stuttgart, and it's always fun because I think actually the thing I like most about INKISH is basically the opportunity to meet a lot of different people and see how the same type of machinery can be utilized so differently, right? And I think that is maybe also a takeaway from this session, is that maybe there is no one rule that fits everybody, right?
Yes, that's very important for us. That is not sometimes we are asked and said, what is the right press, or is it digital or offset? And that is not the question. It depends on the product. It depends on the process. And for us, it's more interesting to be flexible and said, okay, today we have more smaller jobs. We go and digitally we go up to 250 sheets, maybe. Offset we go less. Maybe we have some maintenance there. And tomorrow we will change that, go down to 80 sheets in offset, for example. So we have to be flexible. We don't have to look on the technology. And therefore, that's important, not to look on the technology and said, "Oh, I'm a digital printer, I'm an offset printer." That is not what we are asking for.
That's right. Well, thank you again, and all the best. And I look forward to hopefully see you soon. Maybe at Print Symposium, online Print Symposium, right? Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Stay safe.